In this video, I'll break down how to use my really cool paper rip collage transition pack, which is for sale on my store, winkensmedia.com. The link will be down in the description below. Now this pack comes with a total of 8 really cool paper rip collage transitions, and I'll go ahead and just break down how to first install them and how to go about actually using them and customizing these really cool transitions. So once you purchase the product, it should just send you an email to a link where you can go ahead and download the file. Now it should just be a zip file called paper rip collage transitions.zip. All you want to do is take the zip file and you just want to double click on the zip file, and this folder should appear, paper rip collage transitions. Now what you want to do is you want to head over here to go, click on home. Then what you want to do is you want to go to movies, so open up movies. Then what you want to do is you want to go to motion templates, open up motion templates, and you want to drag the paper rip collage transitions into your transitions folder. So if I open up right here, as you can see, paper rip collage transitions, so you want to be in your transitions folder. Now a couple of things to just be aware of is you first want to make sure you're running Final Cut 10.7 or above. If you're running a version lower than that, it probably won't work. So if it's not working, try updating Final Cut and it should work. Another thing you want to be aware of, if I go back to this transitions folder and if I go ahead and right click on the folder, click on get info, you want to make sure under names and extensions it says transitions.localized. We can go ahead and just close out of that window. And what you also want to do is go over here to motion template folder. You want to right click and go to get info, and you want to make sure it says motion templates.localized. That is really important. You want to make sure under names and extensions motion templates.localized, and the same thing with effects.localized, generators.localized. That is really important. So you want to make sure the folder structure, the names and extension is set up correctly, and you're running the latest version of Final Cut. If that still doesn't work and you still have issues, go ahead and just send me a DM on Instagram and I will help you resolve the issue. So once you have Final Cut open, what you want to do is you want to head over here to your transition tab and you want to find the category paper rip collage transitions. There should be a total of 8 transitions. Now one thing I would recommend when you're installing these is closing out Final Cut and then putting in your motion template folder and then reopening Final Cut. Sometimes leaving Final Cut open while installing plugins can cause some issues, so that's just my recommendation. So as you can see, here are all the 8 transitions. All you want to do is go ahead and just exit out, and let's say you want to have these 2 clips right here, we want to add the transition. Go ahead, head over to the transition tab, simply select the transition that you want. You can go ahead and see, you can kind of like view the preview of the actual what the transition is going to look like. And let's say you want to use paper rip collage 1. All you want to do is just simply drag it in between your 2 clips. So as you see, we go ahead and then we can go ahead and just go ahead and make it faster. So if you go like this, it's going to make the transition faster. So if we play the transition like this, as you can see, it comes really fast. Or you can select the transition and then drag it out, and now the transition is going to be longer. So if we play the clip right here, see now the transition is a little bit longer. You can go ahead and select this transition. If you don't like it, delete it, and literally do the same thing. We can go ahead and let's say we want to use a different one, paper rip collage 4. Simply all you want to do is drag it in between your 2 clips, and there you go. And then let's say we don't want this, or you just simply select the transition, delete it, and then go ahead and apply a different one. So let's go back to paper rip collage 1, drag it in between the 2 clips, and let's go ahead and change the duration to about maybe like I would recommend 19-20 frames is my recommendation. Let's go ahead and play the clip. As you can see, this is what it looks like. So what you want to do to actually add the photos to the transitions, you want to go ahead and take your playhead and just drag it over the first one right here. So this is the first drop zone. Now what you want to do is you want to locate whatever photos you want to use. So just import still images. You could use video clips, but sometimes that creates a lot of issues. So I would just simply use screenshots or use photos. As you see, I have a couple photos right here. What you want to do is you want to select this transition, and what you want to do is scroll down. As you can see, here are all the drop down windows. Now basically I set it up so this is the first photo, the second photo, and the third photo, kind of like in a sequential order. So if you're not sure which drop zone is to which one, this is the first one, second one, third one, and it's the same for all the transitions. So as you can see, we go to the playhead, scroll it over, and this is the first drop zone that appears. So we're selecting this transition. What you want to do is go over here to drop zone, click on this. So all you want to do is click on this window. So click on here, and then select what you want to do. Select the photo you want to use. So what we want to do is select on this one, click on apply clip, and there you go. Now it's actually inside the paper rip. Now you can have, it's very customizable. So let's go over here. So these first controls are basically the drop zone. So you can see We can adjust the position, we can adjust the scale to get the photo to be exactly where we want. We can go over here also to the scale, increase it, move the position over, and let's say we like it how it is right there. Now all you want to do is you want to take your playhead, kind of like move it over to the next drop zone, select the drop zone right here, select on another photo, click on apply clip, select this transition, and literally kind of rinse and repeat, kind of move it into the position we want. We want to scale it up a little bit, we want to move the actual paper rip down, move it over, and then increase the scale. So that's the second one. Now take the playhead and go ahead and go to the third one. So here's the third one, select on it, and literally just kind of rinse and repeat, select on it right here. And we want to use, let's say, this photo, click on apply clip, select the transition, and now you can literally do the exact same thing, move it over. We want to increase the scale, move the position of the paper rip, increase the scale of the paper rip, and there you go, literally just as simple as that. Now we go ahead and play the clip, and you have created this really cool paper rip collage transition. Literally just as simple as that. So there you go, a really cool paper rip collage transition. Literally only takes a minute. You don't have to import anything, change blend modes, or add layers. You can do all these really cool things just simply adding this transition. So I go frame by frame again. So you see the first one comes up, the second one comes up, the third one comes up, and there you go, now it's back into the next clip. So there you go, literally as simple as that. Really cool paper rip collage transition. If we go ahead and just delete this transition right here, and I'll head back over here to the transition tab. Now paper rip collage 1 through 6 is basically the same thing. So as you can see, you have these really cool like paper rip edges. However, 7 and 8 are a little bit different. As you can see, they don't have those white paper edges. So you see, the 7 and 8 are going to be a little bit different. So the same steps apply. All you want to do is just simply go again, take the transition, apply it in between the clip, close out the transition window, go ahead and just decrease it right here. As you see, so you don't have those like white paper edges. 1 through 6 is basically the same thing. 7 through 8 is a little bit different. So just over here, we go ahead and play the transition. It's basically the same thing, but if we play it right here, you don't have those really cool paper paper edges, and the controls are a little bit different. There's a little less customizability. So if we select this transition right here, as you can see, it's the same steps. So again, it's all a sequential order. So here's the first drop zone, second, third, and then fourth drop zone, and all basically in order. So we head over here, select on the transition. This is the first one that pops up, so it's going to be this drop zone. The same steps apply. Just select in the drop zone, select on the clip you want, click on apply clip, and then we can go and select the transition, and then the same thing right here, we can pan it over, move it up, and then we can go ahead and scale it, and we can move the pan over to get it in the position that we want, and then increase the scale of the actual thing. And then basically those same steps apply. So click on this, add a photo, and then move it and kind of get it in the position you want. And there we go, we go ahead and play the clip right here. As you can see, now you have this really cool paper rip collage, and the same steps apply for all the other drop zones. Now one thing that you might run into is this whole issue where you try to add a transition, but it says there's not enough media to actually apply this transition. I'm going to go ahead and just basically show you how to fix that, or basically what that's actually talking about. So when you apply the transition, as you can see, here is the middle point. Now this transition is actually, so if we go ahead and just delete this transition, the transition is actually using the end of this clip. So the transition is not applying to the very last frame. If we apply the transition right here onto this actual clip, as you can see, it's actually using a part of the clip. So you see, we go back here, this section right here is actually using part of this clip. So part of clip 1 is basically in here. So basically it's not actually applying it to the very last frame. It's actually like kind of like taking some of the media from this clip and then taking some of the media from the first clip of the second clip right here. So we delete this transition. I'm just going to show you what I mean. So we select this transition and create a compound clip. So click on 1, select here, and then click on 2, and let's go ahead and actually try to apply a transition, and it's not going to work. If you take this transition right here and apply it onto the clip, as you can see, this error message will pop up, not enough extra media to actually use this transition. What we're going to do is we'll go ahead and click on cancel, and all you want to do is you want to take the clip and you want to go ahead and just trim it a little bit. So we're going to trim the clip right here, and then go ahead and just trim this clip right here. There needs to be a little bit of leeway in between the two clips. So if we apply this transition, apply it onto the clip right here, there we go. Now the transition is going to work. So you need a little bit of leeway from the beginning, from the end of the first clip and the beginning of the second clip. So we go ahead and play it right here, and we play this transition, there we go. It works just simply as that. That's just a really quick troubleshooting tip. Anyways, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Hopefully you really enjoyed these really cool paper collage transitions. It took me a long time to make them, and hopefully you really like them. Now, if you're wondering, can I use these for DaVinci Resolve? Can I use Premiere Pro, CapCut, whatever? Unfortunately, you can't. You can only use these transitions for Final Cut Pro 10. So these transitions are just exclusively for Final Cut Pro users. So again, hopefully you enjoyed these. The link to my website, winkensmedia.com. Now, it's a different website than my other Selfie website. I created a new website, and I'm going to go ahead and be adding new products to this new website, winkensmedia.com. The link is down in the description below. And if you enjoy these types of videos, make sure to go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Anyways, I will see you in the next one. Peace.